Hello again, fellow friends, and here's George. He's like, I'm coming up, boys. Hello again, fellow friends, and welcome back to this, me critiquing a newsletter from Susan Wojcicki. That's right, her name is Susan Wojcicki. I looked it up, that's how you pronounce it. So I'm so tired of people doing videos where they mention her name and they always flub over it because they don't know how to pronounce it, and they're like, oh, well, it's one of those names. Learn how to pronounce it. So Susan Wojcicki put out my final letter in 2019 updates for this year, and I'm sure some of you know why I'm talking about this video talking about this letter because this letter confirms. George, what are you doing? This letter confirms a leak I saw a few weeks ago regarding monetization. Don't nudge that light. Regarding monetization things that might affect my channel. Oh man. And so here I am. So man, it's such a professional setup here. But of course, this is just a hobby, so why would you expect professionalism? So I'm just going to go straight into it because there's some things in here that made me laugh in a bad way, and there's some things that made me praise the Lord. But I will tell you this before I get into it. If you don't know me, I am pretty damn cynical, right? And I've spent, especially cynical towards YouTube, because I've spent about 10 years interacting with YouTube, you know, posting videos and going through the ups and downs of stuff, mostly downs. I'm not one of those people that says that none of the improvements are good, but a lot of them, they tend to really only benefit you if you're already a successfully massive channel on YouTube, as you will see. I am biased in so much as YouTube seems to be biased against small channels. So I mean there's that, you know. But let's get it. I'm just letting you know this isn't going to be a sunshine and rainbows video. So if you don't like people whinging and complaining, fuck off. Right. So here we go. This was like over a week ago, apparently. So I don't know why I'm only finding out about this now. So she goes, "Dear creators and artists, not YouTubers." It's weird how they don't want to call anyone YouTubers. Creators and artists. "Every quarter, I give you an update on the highlights of the past few months." Okay, this is just the opening blurb. No, blurb goes on the back of a book. It's the opening statement, I guess, which sounds like a court now. Okay. "In August, I did something different and wrote to you about our top priority, the importance of striking the right balance between openness and responsibility. I did this because I received a number of questions about the viability..." God, no respect, this guy. "I received a number of questions about the viability of an open platform, and I wanted to emphasize our commitment to both openness and responsibility, protecting our community." Yeah, I don't think an open platform is really going to help, because YouTube needs to get the advertisers to keep running. And if the advertisers throw a fit, like they did like 5 years ago, or whenever the first adpocalypse happened, when they throw a fit because someone on YouTube says the N-word, and they're like, "Oh my god, we can't show our adverts on this guy's content," and so on. But yeah, you need the advertisers. Like, I understand YouTube's need, not desire, but need to bow down to the advertisers to an extent, because, you know, they have to. Otherwise, YouTube's dead. Basically, they have to do what they can do to keep the advertisers coming. Unfortunately, that does mean shitting on YouTubers, mostly the smaller channels. But I'm not totally without consideration for YouTube. I'm not sat here going, every decision they make is purposefully evil. I'm just pointing out that a lot of the time it seems that way. Okay, so she goes, "Today I'm returning to our usual format." Blah. I can speak. "Today I'm returning to our usual format because there are so many new updates to share on our 3 key priorities. Supporting creator and artist success." I was going to laugh at that, but it's true. Notice how she doesn't say developing creator and artist success or growing creator and artist success. No, supporting the success. As in, once you get big, that's when YouTube's going to support you. And it makes sense from a business standpoint, obviously. Why would you waste all your time helping all these little channels? You want to help the ones that bring in the big ads. Doesn't mean you have to shit on the little guys all the time. Getting ahead of myself. So, supporting pre-established creator and artist success, improving communication and engagement, and living up to our responsibility. Okay, now I will never discount their ability, their improvement of communication and engagement. Because to go back just a couple of years, there was no communication and engagement, none, or borderline none. Now they actually do say stuff, which is a huge step in the right direction. They do seem to like being fairly transparent, although it's actually kind of insane. Whenever you watch anyone that works for YouTube, count how many times they have anything remotely negative to say about their system or their algorithms or anything like that. They'll never do it. I'm pretty sure it's company policy to never say anything remotely negative about the algorithms or the systems or anything like that. The product, I guess they would call it, because, that's all they got. But they can't ever say anything bad about it. It's kind of weird. They'll always word things so that it sounds like, well, it's operating as it should. It's just, we need to tweak it a little bit, or it's still learning, or something like that. They never say, yeah, it's fucked. Yeah, our systems are easily abused. They never say that. They just go, it's working as intended, and then corporate speak. So, yes, living up to our responsibility. Yes, I imagine you are living up to your responsibility now that the FTC has caught you not living up to your responsibility. It's like, oh my god, oh no, we were caught collecting data on children, which we know we're not allowed to do. Okay, let's just pay a fine, because that's nothing to us, and then we'll just let the actual YouTubers take the brunt of the STC's investigation and all that business. But the FTC thing, I think it might have been blown out of proportion. I don't think the FTC is just going to absolutely willy-nilly just going for anyone that looks like they could even remotely be having any content that's aimed at kids. They are likely only going to be going for the people who are blatantly breaking the rules. People who are blatantly making videos for kids and saying that they're not making videos for kids. Those are the people that have something to worry about. I'm pretty sure. Maybe that's me being naive and optimistic? Who is this? Who am I, George? Yeah, exactly. He doesn't know. So, she continues. But before I jump into these sections, I want to let all of you know that YouTube... Oh, here we go. Here's some... Yeah, we gotta blow ourselves a little bit. We gotta make sure YouTube sounds awesome. I just want to let all of you know that YouTube as a platform for creators continues to thrive once you're already established as a huge creator. Compared to last year, the number of creators with 1 million or more subscribers has grown 65%. Yeah, because you had like a lot that were just below 1 million. And now they're just above 1 million. And creators earning 5 or 6 figures annually has increased more than 40%. Yeah, but you don't mention the revenue of channels with under 1 million subscribers, do you? You don't mention the revenue of channels with under 500,000. Or whether their revenue has gone up or down. You're just telling us that the rich get richer. So there's that. We always say that creators are the heart of YouTube. Bullshit! I've never heard you say that before. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying this is the first time I've ever heard you, Tube, say creators are the heart of YouTube. Because that's fucking bullshit. Advertisers are the heart of YouTube. Creators are just like the thing that happens to YouTube that they occasionally have to kick a bit of money towards. The advertisers are the heart of YouTube. And even if creators were the heart of YouTube, again, it's only the pre-established. It's only the ones with plenty of subscribers, like 250,000 and up, I would say, is the rough number I'm deciding to draw in the line, to draw in the sand, for YouTube to actually start giving a shit about a channel. Let me move on to our next section, supporting your success. Again, not growing it or creating it, supporting it. We know full well you like to support big channels, YouTube. That's part of the problem. All the little channels are looking up at you, taking the big channels that don't fucking need any more promotion and promoting the ever-loving shit out of them. No. That is just, you're taking your big YouTube hand and you're taking the face of every small creator on your channel, on your platform, and you're going, boom! Fuck off. That's what it feels like. You're like, hey, why would we help people that, could do with support and growth? Why don't we just help the people that literally don't need it because they've already got millions of subscribers? And that is being a small YouTuber in a nutshell, or has been for the last bunch of years that I've noticed. YouTube not giving the slightest shit over small channels. Supporting creator and artist success. Okay. One of the biggest issues we heard from you Sorry, let me start again. One of the biggest issues we heard about from you this year was around copyright claims, in particular about aggressive manual claiming of short music clips used in monetized videos. Not mentioning anything about the outright fraudulent claims that are placed, I'm gonna say daily. There are people that face these fraudulent claims all the time. And there is, I cannot stress this enough, zero punishment for people or companies that are found to be filing fraudulent claims. Because if you don't run a YouTube channel, this is how it works, okay? You wake up one morning, you get an email, and you're like, oh, someone's put a claim on a video that I made. Okay. Who is this company? I don't know who that company is, but they're claiming my... I was going to say Mortal Kombat, but the idea of a Mortal Kombat video being monetized is pretty fucking laughable. Let's just say... a great example would be when I used a bit of the Crush 40 song Live and Learn in a video a few years ago. And I got an email from someone who was not Live and Learn, who was not Crush 40, and who was not Sega, because that song was the main theme of Sonic Adventure 2. So either Crush 40 or Sega fucking owns that song, right? And I looked and I was like, I don't know who this is. So I did some research, and it was a Spanish guy who does Spanish covers of tunes, and he had a Spanish cover of that tune on his YouTube channel. And I thought, okay, no big deal, you know. It's obviously just the algorithm has found a match between the two songs, because apart from the lyrics, they're the same. And I was like, okay, simple misunderstanding. Until I saw that it was a manual claim. That a human had gone, I own this, therefore I own this video and I want the money from it. Coincidentally, this was the first time this had ever happened to me, and it was the first time I ever had a video blow up, as it were. You know, I think it went up to 42,000 views, which was by far and away my most viewed video at the time. So someone had gone, yeah, I own this song. I don't, but I'll say I do. And I own the rights. This channel's small. Maybe they won't sue. Okay? So then you get an email saying, yo, this person has put a claim in for your video. Do you want to dispute it, or do you want to just accept it and let them take the money? So generally, you dispute it, right? If you feel that they're wrong, you dispute it. And then you go, yes, I will dispute. And then it goes, pick a reason why you're disputing. And there is never an option for this person doesn't own the content they're claiming. There's no option for that, and that is always the option you need, because it's always the answer. It's always things like, I own the rights to this content, or I have gotten permission from the copyright holder, and that's why this claim is not valid. No. You can't say the real reason, which is they're making a claim over content they don't own. There's no option for that. So then you type it in the box, you're like, this person is making claims on this content, they don't fucking own it, you know? And there's been times when, I mean, I didn't own the content to that, I didn't own the rights to that song, but if YouTube had come to me and said, hey, we've determined Crush 40 owns this, I'd be like, yeah, fine. And I would disable the monetization, or leave monetization on, and then they would get the few pennies that video would make. But no, it was a blatant fraudulent claim by a human. Fuck those, right? So I tried to appeal it, and it's just a joke, because YouTube doesn't get involved, right? So this person, all they have to do is go, I own this, and then bang, they're earning the money from that video. Now this has changed in recent years. They have actually added like a side pot now. So while there's a content ID dispute, any money that's made during that dispute goes into this pot, and then whoever ends up winning the dispute, they get the money from the pot, and then future monetization of the video. Thanks to people, like, I think it might have been Philip DeFranco and some other YouTubers put that idea forward, because it's just how it should work, and YouTube were like, done, we'll put it in. Thank God. But back then, when this was happening to me, they were disputing the video, and as soon as they dispute it, YouTube goes, well, they own the content, so they're getting the money. So then you can appeal. So you say, no, they don't own the content, and get this, even if you provide proof that they don't, as I have done before, even if you provide proof that they don't own the rights to it, all they have to do is come back and go, yeah, we do, and then they win the claim. All they have to do is say, yeah, we do own the rights to it, and then the money goes to them, and the video is claimed by them. Not everyone does say that, usually. If they put forward a claim and you point out it's an obvious bogus claim, they'll usually think to themselves, okay, I don't really want to go to court over this, and they'll back down, and they'll say, okay, maybe I don't own it. That's fine, but there's no penalty for them, is my point of this entire rant right here. There's no penalty for people to do... There's no penalty for people to do that. They can just put forward fake claims, and you're like, no, but you don't own it. And then they'll go, oh yeah, you're right, and then... No, there's no penalty. And these claims could destroy channels. False claims have destroyed channels. I've seen... There's people that can go around and they can issue copyright strikes against your channel because they claim that you're uploading their content or whatever, and they'll hold channels to ransom. They'll say, send us $1,000 via PayPal, or we will work our ways to have YouTube issue your channel a third strike. Boom, your channel's gone. People's channels are being held hostage. I don't hear a word of what YouTube's doing about this from YouTube, because that would be admitting that their machine isn't perfect, which they would never do. So they don't address any of these issues. So yeah, okay. So one of the biggest issues they heard, getting back to the letter, was around copyright claims, and in particular, the aggressive manual claiming of short music clips used in monetized videos. Those claims often resulted in all revenue going to a rights holder, regardless of the length of music claimed. So this is basically the thing I was just talking about. They say they've made changes to remove the financial... No, a few months ago, we made changes that removed the financial incentive to claim very short and unintentional music use, which I think is them talking about the side pot thing. So there should be fewer claims of this sort, but they haven't addressed anything about people making false claims, or if there's going to be any punishment for that, because there won't be. Because in order to punish people for abusing your system, you've got to outright admit your system can be abused. And they'll never do that, because they're like, the machine is perfect. She continues. We also required timestamps for all manual claims, so you know exactly which part of your video is being claimed. That's good, except I thought it already kind of did that, because usually when someone puts a claim in on your video, when you click on it, it takes you to the part of the video where the claim happened. So I don't know how this is new, but they say it is, so we'll just assume it is. So you know exactly which part of your video is being claimed, and made updates to our editing tools so you can easily remove manually claimed content from your videos. I don't know if anyone actually ever does that. If anyone actually does... I mean, outside of taking the video down and editing it in-house and then re-uploading it, I know Angry Joe has done that before when there's been a copyright claim. But a lot of the time, when there's a copyright claim, removing the copyrighted content will destroy the video, or just destroy like the flow of it. So it's not always great. I'm interested to see their editing tools, so you can now easily remove manually claimed content from your videos. But it's probably going to be half-baked and broken if it's a tool from YouTube, because they usually are. She continues. In the months ahead, we're working to... Let me start again. In the months ahead, we're working to move all creators to the new and improved YouTube Studio, which I've been using for nearly a year now, because I said, look, this new YouTube Studio, it's coming. There's no way I can stop it. I'll just jump in now, so I'm used to it. And I'm used to it now, even though they keep changing it, and it's worse than the previous one. We're working to move all creators to the new and improved YouTube Studio. Yes, it's... I mean, you may improve this version of the Studio quite frequently, but I don't think it's better than the previous version of the Studio. The previous version of the Studio had more analytics for a start, and you could also... with the new Studio, some of the features aren't even on there. Some of the features are still in the old one. So, say you want to do this little thing called, I don't know, look at playlists that you've made. Or, like, add a video into a playlist or something. You can't go to your dashboard and look for the button for playlists. Well, you can. You'll find a button that says other features, and then when you open it up, it says playlists along with a couple of other things, and you click on it, and then it will take you away from the Studio, the new one, and it'll take you to the classic Studio where that feature still exists, because they haven't put all the features in the new one yet, but it's improved. Oh, it's improved, they say. We're making the switch because Classic Studio was built on older technology. Yeah, I've read this earlier. This is basically them just saying, look, the new Studio allows us to update it more frequently, so that's just better for everyone, which I agree with. It does, yeah. Making a system that's more easily and quickly updatable, yeah, it's a good idea. It'd be nice if they stopped hiding things all over them, moving them, and like they had a symbol and then it had a word next to it, so you knew what it was, and then when they got rid of the word, so now you're just looking at these symbols and you're like, what the fuck is that? So you got to click on it to find out. It's like, well, why not just have the word there? Whatever. Access to Classic will be removed for the majority of creators next year. Okay, doesn't change anything for me because I've been using it for a while. We're also looking to support your success by helping you monetize in new ways that go beyond traditional ad revenue. Yeah, it would be nice, though, if instead of having people come to my streams and then me beg them to give me money, it would be nice if the old model still worked, where them simply being there was making you money. Because that was cool. Now everyone's like, sign up to my Patreon, buy my merch, fucking super chat, and all, and I'm no different. you can't make money just from ad revenue on, well, not that I stream on YouTube anyway, because I gave up streaming on YouTube when they demonetized my Crash Team Racing stream. And the only reason I can think they did that is because it had the word crash in the title. Because there was nothing in it that's demonetizable. So, and I was specifically watching my swearing. I usually swear quite a lot. I swore almost none. I don't think I swore really in that stream. Definitely not at the beginning of the stream, which is where they say that you really shouldn't swear. So there was nothing in it that was demonetizable. I think the hypersensitive machine learning system that never makes mistakes saw the word crash and it went, that's objectionable content. Demonetized. That's when I went, done, washing my hands of streaming on YouTube, and I stream on Twitch now, which is, I should have started doing it a lot sooner. Anyway, so yeah, more ways to earn money, merchandise. More than 100,000 channels have received Super Chat, which makes me feel good, because my channel, of the many millions of channels on YouTube, was a channel that had Super Chat, and it was a feature some people used. It was pretty good. It's a feature Twitch has had for many years now, but they finally got there. And some... Okay, right, this bit... They go, more than 100,000 channels have received Super Chat, and some streams are earning more than $400 per minute, as fans reach out to creators to say hello, send congratulations, or just to connect. Alright? Show me a live stream that isn't a charity live stream, or a live stream by a channel with millions of subscribers, where they are earning $400 per minute. This must be like some one rare case where they had like some 24-hour live stream for charity and people were donating $400 a minute. That makes sense. But to just come out and say, and some streams are earning more than $400 per minute. Fuck off, is what I say to that. Fuck off. And we're building on the success of Super Chat by expanding the launch of Super Stickers to eligible creators in 60 countries around the world. Can't wait for those Super Stickers that I won't use because I don't stream on YouTube anymore. But yeah, so, like, look, it sucks that not being able to get ad revenue is a thing. So adding these new ways to earn money, it's not an awful thing. I will say that. Like, I thought it was cool when they added Super Chat. I was like, oh, they finally got up to Twitch. And I've made use of some of these features. They're cool. It would be nice to monetize videos, though. You know, the way YouTube used to work? Used to work? Yeah, back when it was called YouTube instead of ThemTube or UsTube, whichever's funnier. And she continues. And since we expanded YouTube Stories last year, more creators are using Stories not just to connect, but to find new subscribers. Yeah, because you keep shoving stories from people I'm not subscribed to in my fucking face when I'm using your app. At first I was like, why stories on YouTube? It seems so pointless. This isn't Instagram. But then I was like, actually, okay, it could be pretty useful. Because it's basically like community posts that you can, but in video form. And when I looked at it that way, I was like, okay, that's pretty good. If I end up getting YouTube Stories, I will probably use it. It seems like a good way to just get messages out, like, oh, the stream's going to be late, or, you know, I can't stream today, that sort of thing. So there's that, talking about YouTube Stories. Here we go. This is the part that made me go like, oh my god, if that's true. Okay? We're also running experiments to help match content that should be... Let me start again. We're also running experiments to help match content that could be considered edgy, be more vague, with advertising that fits their brand. As you know, yellow icons are a signal that only limited advertising can run on a particular video of its content. And once more, they are not going into details as to whether or not videos that have been demonetized because they're not advertiser friendly, whether or not those videos just get buried now, or whether they will be pushed and promoted to people's recommended feeds as they would if they were monetized. YouTube, as far as I know, YouTube hasn't said a word about whether videos demonetized are buried and not promoted. But all the evidence suggests it is. That's the case. But they refuse to mention it because that would be, I don't know, painting their perfect system in a bad light, which we know they would never do. We're working to identify advertisers who are interested in edgier content. Define edgier. What is that? Like a marketer looking to promote an R-rated movie so we can match them with creators whose content fits their ads. Yeah. See, this is good because it finally allows maybe Mortal Kombat videos to be monetized. Because they're actually realizing, oh wait, yeah, there is a different, believe it or not, perfect system that never needs improving. Believe it or not, well, to be fair, they never say their systems never need improving. They say that their systems are constantly improving. I don't want a machine that can't tell the difference between someone being murdered in real life and some Mortal Kombat footage. I don't want content to be controlled by a machine that can't tell the difference. So it is good that they're finally getting on that. Because it would be nice to go back to being able to monetize Mortal Kombat videos, given the fact that whenever I upload anything that isn't Mortal Kombat, people tend to not watch it. And recently, even if it is Mortal Kombat. So anyway, oh yeah, I wonder if the demonetization of all my Mortal Kombat videos is having a negative impact on my channel's growth. I wonder. I literally do wonder though, because they won't tell us, so I have to wonder. Okay, in its first month, this program resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in ads on yellow icon videos. What, in the same way that some streams make more than $400 a minute? Or whatever you said. $400 per minute. Fuck off. So yeah, this is good news. Hopefully, if it pans out, which it probably won't. So there's that. Also, yeah, I like this. For gaming creators, we've heard loud and clear that our policies need to differentiate between real-world violence and gaming violence. That might be my favourite sentence in the whole thing, because that's something I've wanted YouTube to at least acknowledge is an issue for a long time now. They've heard loud and clear. Like, I like the way they worded that. They're like, okay, you can stop letting us know that this is a problem now. So they're on it. Okay, that's good news. Maybe more combat stuff will be able to be monetized. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to monetize live streams on YouTube and then maybe I'll come back. Who knows, though. We have a policy update coming soon that will do just that. Yeah, coming soon, though. What does that mean? It varies wildly from person to person. We have a policy update coming soon. When, though? Next year? The year after? The new policy, well, this is one thing that made my cynical brain go, oh, there's the rub. There's the bit that tarnishes that silver lining. It goes, the new policy will have fewer restrictions for violence in gaming, but maintain our high bar to protect audiences from real-world violence. I got no complaints with them wanting to protect audience. Well, I say protect, because, I mean, how harmful... Well, I was gonna say how harmful can videos of real-world violence be, and I'm like... It could be harmful. If you saw a lot of it, it could mess you up. But they want to protect audiences from real-world violence. That's fine. And they want to differentiate between real-world and fantasy violence. That's great. But it says the new policy will have fewer restrictions for violence in gaming. Now, of course, it's kind of weird to pick up on that because I'm not expecting them to just have no restrictions on violence in video games now. But I'm concerned because I'm like, oh, so the new policy will have fewer restrictions for violence in video games. In gaming. So there's still going to be restrictions for violence in video gaming. So does that mean that moderate/borderline non-existent violence, like the stuff you see in Call of Duty, where there's like not really any blood or anything, or realism, is that going to be allowed, but something like Mortal Kombat still isn't monetizable because of these few restrictions? Who knows? It's all incredibly vague. But you just have to kind of be happy because they're at least mentioning the fact that they're working on it for a change. It's nice for YouTube to mention that they're changing something and it actually has any bearing on anything I do. Yes, indeed. So, improving communication and engagement. Yes. Now, I've already said that they are greatly improving the communication and engagement. It's great. Susan says, meeting creators is always a highlight for me. Yeah, you know why? Because the creators you meet all have millions of subscribers. So of course, if I ran a company, right, that helped make people rich and famous, and then I spoke to some people who were rich and famous, of course that would be a highlight. But I'll tell you what, Susan, what if, instead of meeting creators who are big and established and have, nothing bad to, really much, I guess they do have bad things to say about YouTube. I'm trying to imply that these big YouTubers are all in YouTube's pocket and they're not allowed to say bad things. That's reserved for the YouTube staff. But try meeting with creators with less than 250,000 subscribers. Meet with creators routinely who have under 250,000 subscribers, and then tell me meeting creators is the highlight for you. Because those are the people that are actually facing the brunt of all the shit you keep pushing down on people. Like Adpocalypse, who got hit hardest? Small YouTubers. Animation channels had to straight up shut down because YouTube had a knee-jerk reaction to the advertisers leaving, so they went, let's make it harder to get monetized. All of a sudden, channels that already had monetization, but suddenly fell below this new threshold of minutes watched and whatever the other one was, subscribers, if they suddenly fall down below the threshold of, say, minutes watched, that threshold that wasn't there before, they lose their monetization. Like art channels, animation channels, channels that take ages to make videos, and they just can't put out enough videos to reach the 4,000 hours of watched content or whatever it was. And it just kills channels. Only the small ones, though. The big ones are fine, because they support the big ones. And this year, I've met with YouTubers around the globe. A few months ago in London, I sat down with Alfie Deyes, right? I don't know who Alfie Deyes is, but I'm willing to bet he's got more than 1 million YouTube subscribers. Let's have a look.
Good user experience.
What's this? Alfie, 5.06, over 5 million subscribers. Okay, yep. And celebrated the 10-year anniversary of his first YouTube video. I'm sure you did, over champagne with all that YouTube money from his 5 million subscribers. Man, he needs more promotion. You guys should really, really work on pushing his videos out into people's feeds in the stories and recommended videos and stuff, because he frankly doesn't have enough subscribers. He's underrated. He's not making you guys enough money, so promote him a little bit more for me, please. And don't bother. Don't waste your time on anyone that could actually use the promotion. Don't waste it. Why would you waste it? It celebrated the 10-year anniversary of his first YouTube video. I recently spoke with Juan Pazurita. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, I bet this person's got over 1 million subs. Let's fucking have a look, shall we? Join me on this journey of knowledge and exploration. Okay, Juanpa Zurita. Pause. 1.5 million subscribers. 1.58, I should say. Emma Chamberlain. Don't know who that is. Probably over 1 million subscribers. Look, literally, how many times do I have to pause this fucking thing? Literally the first thing you see is her trying to sell you stuff. That's not a slam at her. That's a slam at YouTube. Like, this is what you've made people do. Literally the first thing they see after they've already skipped an ad is another ad. This is what you've done, YouTube. And 8.55 million subscribers. What a small channel that is. That channel needs more promotion. Talked to them about their creative process and took some tough questions from Matt Pat of the Game Theorists at YouTube's first ever Gaming Creator Summit, and probably last. Didn't they shut down YouTube Gaming? I also met with a group of creators in Europe this summer, including, okay, I'm not going to check all these people, but PewDiePie is in there, so yeah, I'm going to suspect he's not... I'm going to suspect they didn't just put PewDiePie in amongst a group of people with less than 250,000 subscribers. Patricia Bright, let's just check out this one. I don't want to be completely unfair. 2.84 million subscribers, of course. Just of course. This is just YouTube going, man, the rich love to get richer. To help creators have a better understanding of our guidelines, we will expand our self-certification pilot next year to hundreds of thousands of YouTube partner programs. So basically, what I just read, right, was to waste everyone's time, we're going to expand our pointless pointless system to more people, so we can waste more people's time. Because let me tell you about this, the self-certification pilot, right? Because I've got it, and this is what it is. When you upload a video, it goes, does your video comply with the rules for monetization? And you say yes. That's it. That's the self-certification pilot. You have self-certified your video as being eligible for monetization, which does, wait for it, fuck all. Because you can say your video meets all the criteria, and their system is still going to pick up a stream because it's got the word crash in the title, or a video because it's got fake blood, a Mortal Kombat game. Even though you've said my content meets the criteria, their system will go, no it doesn't. And then you go, it's a fucking video game, dude. It's not real violence. Yes, I want to request a manual review. And then it's a 50-50 shot on whether or not the human that does a manual review on that video is going to go, yeah, this really popular video game is unacceptable for advertisers. Or, yeah, it's fine, it's just a video game. Monetized. It's 50-50 chance, regardless of whether or not you tell them your videos are suitable for advertisers. So their self-certification pilot is fucking bullshit. So thanks for letting people know that you're going to waste their time. Awesome. This program lets creators self-report how their video complies with ad policies. No, it doesn't. It lets creators self-report that their videos do adhere to the guidelines. It doesn't nowhere does it let creators report how their video complies with ad policies. Because if it did, I would put every single time, it's a video game. It's not real violence. That's why it adheres to your ads, your ad policies. But there is no such thing. It's just literally, are you telling us that this video is suitable for advertisers? And you go yes. And then regardless of if you said, well, all it is an option to demonetize yourself. Because if you say no, demonetize instantly, because you're admitting to them that your video shouldn't be monetized because it's not eligible, because it's too risky. It's either for kids or it's for adults or who knows anymore, you know? So no one would ever say, no, my videos aren't eligible for monetization. No one would ever say that. But you say yes, and it doesn't make a shit of difference, because their system will go, actually, it's not. You said it was, but it's not. So it is a fucking waste of time. From the people that are making it to the people that end up using it. It's a waste of time. So we've got that to look forward to. It's a reinforcing process. The more accurate you are in your self-reporting, the more our system trusts you. This is what I've got to say about that. I need to clean my lips for some reason before I say this. I don't want, right, a broken, buggy, easy as fuck to manipulate system, right? A bunch of algorithms that have proven time and time again that they don't have a fucking clue about the word nuance or discretion. They just go, there's red on the screen, therefore blood, therefore ineligible. I don't want a binary machine that doesn't understand how things work to be the ultimate decider in whether or not I'm telling the truth. So fuck that. The more accurate you are in self-reporting, literally everyone is going to go, yes, it's eligible. Every time. Why wouldn't they? Because if you say, no, it's not eligible, yeah, good luck getting your video recommended to people. Good luck getting your video pushed out in people's stories and recommended feeds. Yourself demonetizing your channel, they're just going to bury it. Because it's pretty clear that's what they do to videos that aren't monetized. So, thanks, YouTube. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for your machine to tell me I'm lying when I'm not. I can't fucking wait for that. Not only does self-certification give creators more control... No, it fucking doesn't! No! Well, actually, I take that back. It does, because it gives us the ability to pre-demonetize videos before they're even uploaded. So I take it back. They do give us more control. Oh, thanks, YouTube. It also provides specific feedback on why a video might have monetization issues. Oh, so a basic feature... that it should have been in from the start. And of course, it says specific feedback. We'll see how specific it gets. Because so far, their guidelines have been literally anything but specific. Deliberately, of course. They leave them vague so that they have a lot of wiggle room. So if they see something that they're not quite sure of, they're like, it's breaking the rules, though, kinda, come on. And then demonetize it. Whereas if they said, this is exactly where the line is drawn. This is acceptable, this is not. It'd be a lot harder to enforce. So, yeah, I really hope it does provide more specific feedback on why a video might have monetization issues, and I look forward to it just coming back with a big message that says, it's Mortal Kombat, therefore not allowed. Can't wait for that. Oh, man. We've also heard creators say it feels like an inconvenience when we run experiments or make changes. It doesn't just feel like an inconvenience. It's unbelievably stressful. Sometimes I don't, I'd like to do YouTube as a living. But then there's times when I'm like, would I though? Would I like to have my entire livelihood resting on a channel that can, for no good reason and without warning, be terminated on the spot by YouTube on a whim? I see it every fucking day on the YouTube subreddit. Some new person comes along and goes, my channel was just terminated without reason, and the guideline they apparently violated is the same every time. It's repeated or severe breaking of our guidelines involving spam or something like that. It's always the same issue. They come back and they're like, look, well, my channel just got fucking deleted. And I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't break any guidelines. Well, get fucked then, I guess. Unless you're a huge YouTuber, in which case you can get your channel back. Because I've seen that happen before. I've seen people, none with under 250,000 subscribers, by the way, but I've seen people who've had their channels completely deleted by accident by YouTube, and then they got it reinstated. So, there's that. So yeah, they've heard creators say it feels like an inconvenience when we run experiments or make changes. Understatement. Okay? That's why we're trying to fix something that doesn't... That's why... they ask why we're trying to fix something that doesn't seem broken. And they want more of a heads up. So I want to give more insights into our development process. Yes, so... Okay, well, this bit, he goes, we're always looking for ways to improve the YouTube experience. Only for yourselves and the advertisers and the big channels, though. Not for anyone that actually wants to, have fun on YouTube that isn't actually a big YouTuber yet, okay? Improve the YouTube experience. Every change we make was tested many times in several variations before we roll it out. That is really good to hear because it is so, what's the word? It's so motivating and vitalizing to learn that all these decisions that shaft the fuck out of small YouTube channels were thoroughly tested to make sure that they're performing properly. Thoroughly tested, repeatedly, in several variations to make sure they're running properly. All those decisions that killed off animation channels and all this demonetization and all this stuff that benefited YouTube and the big YouTubers that shafted all the little channels, yeah, that's all tested thoroughly to make sure it's going to plan. So that's good. In the last year alone, we launched over 2,500 updates to YouTube. Yeah, and how many of those were A, noticed, or B, beneficial to anyone that wasn't a huge channel? Who knows? That means every new feature is developed after we test 3 or 4 potential versions to determine what works best. For users and creators. You mean big creators. I think we all know that. Anyway, that's just them talking about, oh yeah, we make changes. and not really anything about all the changes that fuck people over. There's none of that. This bit, oh my god. Lastly, I wanted to mention that we continue to work to support... I wanted to mention that we continue to work to support your well-being. Then we must have very different definitions of the term well-being. I 100% agree. If you're talking about only big YouTubers, yes, you do continue to work to support their well-being. You do nothing. Well, now that's not that would be unfair if I said they do nothing to try and help the well-being of smaller channels, because I'm sure there are things. It's just that they're overshadowed innumerably by the things that negatively affect YouTubers' well-being, like not knowing if your channel is going to exist when you wake up in the morning. That doesn't improve my well-being and the well-being of the people who had their channels shut down erroneously and couldn't get their stuff back. Doesn't sound like their well-being is taken into account. Or that all the channels, basically all the channels that get shut down or shafted because of some new bullshit rule that YouTube has implemented that takes care of the big guys and shits on the little guys. You don't support work to support the well-being of small channels. You just don't. If you do, you're doing a piss poor job of it. Because it's... Look, I'm not going to say the running my tiny little rinky-dink channel is particularly stressful, because it's not my fucking job. It's a hobby. I do it for fun. I know sometimes it might not look like there's fun, but there is. But you look at someone... I mean, even like Jim Sterling at the Jimquisition. Not a small channel. I think he's got just under 1 million subs. Not a small channel by any means. He's been talking about how insanely stressful it is to run a channel. And he's one of the big guys. The people who do it for a living, it must be so stressful. Because like I said, you could wake up tomorrow and your channel's gone. And you might not be lucky enough to get YouTube to reinstate it. That's kind of stressful. Doesn't really help the well-being. Not knowing whether or not a video you've spent weeks on is going to be able to make you any money whatsoever. Or whether a video you've worked months on is even going to be promoted to other people or just buried under the dross with the other garbage. You just don't know. You don't know these things. There is zero job security. But that goes with the territory. You know what you're getting into with that. But yeah. Yeah. When you make changes that can overnight kill channels, I don't think you really work that hard to support the well-being. I actually took part in a survey that they invited me to, and it was about well-being, and I let them know exactly how I feel. I was like, oh, I'm surprised you know what that word means. Anyway, many of you have shared your stories about burnout, and we appreciated your honesty. But you didn't mention the people that talk about actual stress. Like, I'm not saying burnout isn't a thing. It is. You can work hard at something and then just fucking be burnt out, and you got to go. But what about people who, like I say, who've had their channels terminated? That must be kind of stressful. We want to encourage you to take care of yourself and invest in recovery. In particular, well, maybe we would if we got paid for YouTube. Maybe if we could monetize our videos, we could have some money to invest in our recovery. In particular, I've heard some creators say they feel like they can't take a break from filming because they're concerned their channel will suffer. So I asked, yeah, this is not really, doesn't really involve me. This bit, they're basically just saying we found out that people that when people come back from a break, they make more views, they get more views than just before they left to go on a break. So go on a break. That's basically the gist of that. It says, if you need to take some time off, your fans will understand. After all, they tune into your channel because of you. Lol. I mean, some of my subscribers tune into my channel because of me, and I'm very grateful of that. It seems a lot of them tune in just to see Mortal Kombat because those ones don't turn up to go see anything else. The crazy part is, I'm going to say the vast majority of my views come from people that aren't subscribed to my channel. Which really begs the question, why are people subscribing to my channel if they're not going to watch my videos? It really does beg the question. And you can't find an answer to that question, so you just have to either accept it, that you'll not know, or live with stress. Because, of course, it's all about looking after your well-being. Living up to our responsibility, and then what you don't see in brackets there is, because we were recently caught bullshitting the US government. You've heard me say before that my number one priority is to balance our responsibility to protect our community with the responsibility to protect freedom of expression. One of the most common questions I get is how we make policy changes and why it takes so long. Yes, well, policies, I'm not going to go through all this. Policy changes just take ages in general. They have to test things and make sure things work properly. In general, policy changes take a while. So I'm not one of those people that's like, why is it taking them so long? I'm just one of those people that's like, why are they not doing the thing I want them to do? That's basically what it is. Yeah. Right now, we're in the process of updating our harassment policy guidelines, and we'll keep you posted as they're finalized. Okay. As with all our policy updates, we're talking with creators to make sure we're addressing the issues that are most important to the YouTube community. Except you're not addressing the fraudulent claims that people can put in. People and companies can put in fraudulent claims to copyright, and there's zero penalty. Zero penalty. But they're not talking about that. Okay, and then they're going to talk about copper here, which we don't need to go over. We all know. Don't make videos for kids, and you should be fine. If you do make videos for kids, I guess you're fucked, because YouTube were being naughty, and they were collecting information on people 13 and under, which they shouldn't have been, because it's been a law against that since 1998. The law has existed longer than YouTube, so they knew what they were doing, basically, and now they got caught. They were just like, here's a fine. But the actual repercussions are going to hit the YouTubers. They're passing the buck. They're like, well, we don't want this responsibility. Fuck it, they'll deal with it. So all the channels that make content aimed at kids are now fucked. They either somehow have to just go from doing it as a living, as a business, to somehow doing it for free as a hobby, or just shut down. So goodbye, educational channels, I guess. Well done, YouTube. Well done. Okay, and then they talk about Team Trees and sucking their own cock. They're like, oh man, we're adding a YouTube donate button so people can donate more money. It's like, okay. Oh, and then, well, that's it, I guess. And she goes, it's so inspiring to see all of your great work. Keep it up. Yeah, you know what's not inspiring? And I mean, by not inspiring, I mean the fucking opposite of inspiring. I mean utterly demoralizing. Almost every decision YouTube makes. That's what's the opposite of inspiring. Susan says, it's inspiring to see all of our great work. Well, it would be inspiring to see yours as well if you did anything that benefited anyone other than just the people that are already at the top. So yeah, that's basically it, I guess. There was a good piece of information in there that maybe I may be able to monetize Mortal Kombat videos again. That's the best takeaway from this. And the rest of it was mostly just, yeah, we love big YouTubers, keep promoting them and all that bullshit. So yeah, there's that, really. That's all I have to say about that. How long has that video been going on for? Too long? Yep, too long. Well, there we go. I want to say thank you to everyone that turned up and watched and commented and all this business. This video will probably be demonetized because I'm speaking bad about YouTube, aren't I? So it'll probably be demonetized. Let me know what you think about these changes. If any of these... There's George, still there. If any of these changes affect you, which parts of Susan's letter did you like and which parts did you not like, if any? Let me know. And I'm not just saying that because I want you to leave a comment and boost engagement, although that would be a good thing. I am genuinely curious. So, there's that. Oh, George is awake. Stop eating up all my blue light, George. What are you doing? Anyway, I'm out this hole. Peace! And YouTube grease, I guess.